factory, Charlie. Why, it's only 3 o'clock.
I'm sorry, Uncle John, but I'm through. I'm going to leave the corset factory.
You're going to leave the corset factory? I hope I didn't hear what I heard. Why, what would you do, you poor fool, if I wasn't around to hold your lily white hand? Made out that time.
That's just it, Uncle John. I want to be on my own, to earn a living for myself, like other people.
Why, you'll starve, you poor fool. Now you get on back to the factory before I think about cutting your allowance.
I'm serious, Uncle John. I've already talked to the people at Ford Motor Company, and they've accepted me as a sales trainee.
Trainee? For what? Why, all you young punks think about is playing around with girls, cutting up, making out. Shame on you. Now, you stick with your Uncle Johnny. You hear me? I can't understand it, boy. All these years that I spent developing this corset factory. Easy grip. The girdle with a heart. Look at the hearts on that girl. Aren't they something else? Where are you going, Charlie?
I'm sorry, Uncle John, but I'm going to do it, and you can't stop me.
Sorry? After the years I've spent putting this organization together, it isn't easy putting out a corset, and I put out over 2,680,313 and a half. Half was for a child. Now, let me tell you something. You leave me, and I'll fix you. I tell you I'll fix you. Better yet, I'll haunt you. That's what I'll do, yes, I'll haunt you. A-hunting we will go. A-hunting we will go. A-hunting we will go.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Summers. Charles.
Thank you, sir.
How do you feel about joining the Ford Glass sales office?
Well, I'm very pleased.
So are we. You have an outstanding college record, and you seem to have a lot of good qualifications.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, Charles, Ford is the third largest producer of glass in the United States, and the only auto manufacturer in the world that makes its own auto glass.
Is that a fact?
As a matter of fact, we make replacement glass for most all other kinds of cars. We even make glass for building use, architectural glass. So you see, it's quite an extensive operation. Well, I see most everybody's here, so why don't you just have a seat and we'll get started.
Men, you're standing on the threshold of what could be very satisfying careers. Now, let me tell you how we're scheduling your initial training period. Each of you will call on a glass distributor, an insurance agent, a Ford dealer, and a glass installer to see what happens to our glass after it's made. Now, individually, you'll all visit our glass manufacturing facilities. Not all of them, of course. We make glass in Dearborn, Michigan, Niagara Falls, Canada, and Nashville, Tennessee. We also have a glass technical center where we do product research and development work. Okay? Charles.
Yes, what about glass for buildings? Architectural glass, I think it's called. Where do we find out about that?
That's a good question. Will you bring in the easel and the charts, please? dull moment in the glass sales office. Is something wrong, Charles?
No. No, but I thought... No, nothing.
All right, let's continue then, shall we? Now, we're fairly new in the architectural glass field, but already we've supplied the glass for some of the country's most outstanding buildings, and here are just a few of them. The Hilton Hotel in San Francisco, Ford City in Chicago, the largest shopping center in the entire world, the Chemical Bank and Trust Company of New York at 277 Park Avenue, and most impressive of all, the United Nations Plaza of New York, a luxury apartment house to end all luxury apartment houses. So you see, more and more architects, contractors, and glass people are specifying Ford glass for their construction needs. All right, are there any more questions? If not, I'll see you all when you return from your trip assignments.
Certainly, young man. I'm always glad to talk to young Carlite sales trainees. Just what is it you'd like to know?
Well, primarily, I suppose, why you as a distributor carry Carlite glass and how it stacks up from a sales standpoint.
Well, that's easy, son. You see, I'm a hard-headed realist. In this business, you have to be. I carry a heavy inventory of Carlite for a number of reasons, all of them practical. Now, in the first place, the Carlite people are a young, on-the-ball bunch. They keep their promises. They give me delivery when they say they will. That's important. And next, they do a whale of a job of merchandising all the way. And with the Ford Motor Company name to back it up, well, brother, you just can't miss. And finally, the Carlite gang are way out in front when it comes to new ideas. Now, take this new Super 30 windshield, for instance. A real front-running outfit.
What about the fact that it gives you a tie-in with all the Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers?
Pretty sharp, son. That's the big reason, really. Now, you know darn well that those boys are going to use Carlite glass for all their replacement work. Not only in the 22 million Ford vehicles on the road today, but for all the other makes of cars that can use Carlite glass. And you know how many that is, son? Almost 56 million more. Just add it up. Why, I'd be crazy to pass up a 78 million car market, now wouldn't I?
You get no argument from me on that, sir.
Hello there, gentlemen. Tell me, which one of you is the glass distributor here?
Well, that's me, sir.
Glad to meet you. My name's B.B. Bindlestiff. I'm a billionaire. And as you might very well understand, a billionaire, I'd have everything, wouldn't I? Well, I've got just that. I've got everything. And one of my big hobbies lately, outside of cattle, oil, and a few little mines I've been fooling around, gold mines, copper mines, tin mines, I've been fooling around, gentlemen, with birds. I've got 36,000 different kinds of little birds. And unfortunately, I have all these little bird houses which are wooden. And it's no fun watching birds in wooden houses. So what I want is, I've heard about some of this Carlite glass. That's what I want, gentlemen, is some Carlite glass bird houses. Then I can watch my 36,000 birds. And it's fun to watch those little devils in there, what? Little eggs coming. Okay, wonderful. Well, you drop by my place. I'm on Route 36, Bexby Lane, Tall Acres, Texas. All right? Nice to see you. Take care of yourselves. Oh, incidentally... This meeting was for the birds.
Of course, you understand we don't do any actual glass installation work here, Mr. Summers. A professional glass outfit does all that for us.
Oh, sure, I understand that, but you always specify Ford Carlite glass, don't you?
Well, naturally, Carlite is original equipment on the Mustang, the Ford, the Fairlane, the Thunderbird, the Comet, the Mercury, Lincoln Continental, and Ford trucks. And it's mandatory for replacement under the terms of the warranty.
Yes, I know about that.
So in our customers' own best interests, we always specify Carlite. Of course, now our glass installer has Carlite replacement parts for almost any kind of car that's been built within the last 10 years. The General Motors line, the Chrysler line, you name it. And we always specify Carlite for replacement work for any used cars that we take in and trade here.
Now we'll get to the bottom of this.
Hey, what the? Hey, you some kind of nut or something?
Oh, gee, I'm terribly sorry, sir. I thought you were my Uncle John. I mean, you look just like him from the bottom.
Gee.
Oh, nuts.
So they sent you to see me to find out why I like to work closely with the Ford glass people. Right, Mr. Summers?
That's about it, sir.
Okay. 2 and 2 make 4. What's original equipment glass on every Ford-made car? Carlite safety glass, right? So Ford stands behind it, specifies it in its warranty, right? I want my customers to get the very best replacement glass they can at a competitive price, right? So what do I specify they should get?
Carlite.
Right. Same thing goes for customers with other makes of cars when they need replacement windshields, for instance. Carlite safety glass. Real protection for my customers. Love my customers, right? Anyhow, Carlite installers are top grade. Do a better job, get a better fit, better everything.
Right. Thank you very much for everything, sir.
Right.
Hi there, pal. My name's Tony Maloney, but you call me Mr. M. Understand? Who's this clown? He ain't one of the fuzz, is he? Let's not come right to the point. You're an insurance guy, ain't you? Well, I got a little problem in my neighborhood. You see, a lot of the guys come around on a Saturday afternoon and like to say hello to me, but it's the way they say hello. They knocked all the glass out of my car, like all of it. So I need a little protection. What I need is Carlite. See, that way, the clowns don't spray me and the broads in the back. When they spray me, it's fierce. Sorry, I didn't mean to spray you guys. I guess you got in range, and that's a tough break. What I'm after is Carlite. Put it in all the cars. I got a whole fleet of them, maybe 25. I want to be protected. I don't know what I'm doing here. You clowns are dead.
Meet a lot of interesting people in the insurance business, right?
Four-door hardtop, Galaxy. Right, George. Have the man there first thing in the morning. Take care of it. Okay, thank you.
That's terrific. Those boys really make it look easy.
Oh, yes, yes. You see that sign there? That means I'm an authorized installer of Ford Carlite glass. And why am I? Because Carlite is a real hot item in the glass business, boy. Real hot. They have the best warehouse distributors who give red-hot service, so I'm always sure of supply. And the insurance business I get for Carlite is hefty, real hefty, what with Carlite being the original equipment on the Ford-made cars and trucks.
I see by the display you handle Ford vinyl, too. How's that doing?
Oh, great, great. Better and better all the time. You know, of course, they don't only make vinyl fabrics for auto tops, trim, and upholstery. They make a complete line of vinyl for furniture and wall covering, too. Even my furniture is covered with Ford vinyl.
Beautiful. Say, listen, I've got to catch a plane for Nashville. That's where the big glass plant is, you know.
Oh, good, good. I'll walk out with you. I want to show you a new display we just set up. What do you think of that?
Oh, no. I got to get out of here.
Well, I hope you're ready for a long day of walking, Charlie. This Nashville plant is the biggest layout of its kind in the world.
Well, I've had a rather hectic week, but I guess I can manage.
Actually, it's so big it's a complete city in itself. It's the largest glass manufacturing and fabricating complex under one roof in existence.
Wow. What's that funny-looking building over there, the one that looks like a prison?
That's what it is, the Tennessee State Prison for Women.
No kidding.
No kidding. Well, let's get your tour started. Every year, this plant turns out about 500,000 tons of raw materials into 170 million square feet of finished glass. Tell you what, let's take a drive along here down to where the raw materials come in and start right from the beginning.
Swell. Wow, this is a big place for sure. How come so many smokestacks?
Because we have a lot of furnaces. You see, we not only make original equipment glass for all Ford vehicles here, we turn out a whale of a lot of Carlite safety glass for replacement work on other makes of cars, too. Remember I told you how we use tons and tons of raw materials every day? There's some of it coming in now by the carload. That particular car is silica sand, and it was bought right here in Tennessee. Most of our materials are bought around here in the South. There are about 11 different kinds of raw materials used in the making of glass, and they have to be mixed together very accurately. We do it here through electronic weighing and measuring, so there's no chance of human error. This is one of the batch mixers. Looks like a cement mixer almost, doesn't it? But this machine mixes the raw materials on a strictly scientific basis and dumps the mixture into big cans like that one you see coming up on the monorail. We make 3 kinds of glass here: plate, sheet, and float, for both automotive and architectural use. This is one of our plate furnaces. But no matter what kind of glass is being made, it's constantly checked for quality by taking samples right from the furnace. The samples are turned over to the Quality Control Laboratory and analyzed for purity and composition in what is called an X-ray spectrograph. This tells us exactly how good the ingredients are and how much of each there is in each batch. It's a precise way to maintain exact quality all the time. Another way we maintain great quality control is in the cooling of the glass as it comes from the furnace. If it cools too quickly, it develops flaws. Too slowly, it loses some of its good properties. But we take care of all that through electronic controls. Nothing is left to guesswork. Now, after the glass has been carefully and precisely cooled, it is cut into uniform pieces for easier handling later. Remember, this is plate glass, so it has to be ground and polished. To do that, the sections of cooled glass are fastened to a big moving table with a thin layer of plaster to hold them firm. The grinding is done in stages, using coarse sand and water at first, then finer and finer sand as the glass moves along. This way, the thickness of the glass is kept exactly as it should be. Every part of the process is controlled by this electronic console.
Ooh, all those gadgets.
Yes, and more too, because this same control center takes care of all the polishing operations besides. This is how the glass is polished, by these whirling and rotating heads.
What's that red stuff? Looks like paint.
You're close. It's rouge, jeweler's rouge. Best stuff in the world for polishing almost anything.
How about that? Rouge.
Now, here's a completely different way of making high-quality glass. It's called the float process, because the molten glass is floated on top of a bath of melted tin.
Tin? How come?
Well, it floats because the glass is lighter than the tin. The bottom surface of the glass becomes smooth because of the flatness of the tin, and the top surface gets smooth. As it moves through the process, the glass cools and gets hard, and you can see how perfect it is when it comes out, all ready for cutting. Here's where we start making windshields and backlights, with a machine that automatically cuts the blanks to just the right size and shape. Next, right off the bat, we sandblast the Carlite trademark into the glass. This particular blank will be used in one of our laminated Super 30 windshields. Next, we smooth off the sharp edges as a safety factor for our customers. Here, 2 windshield blanks, separated by a layer of talcum powder to keep them from sticking together, are put into a furnace to be heated so they can be bent into windshield shape. When they come out of the furnace, they are closely inspected. And if there is a flaw of any kind in either of the 2 pieces, both the pieces are thrown away as scrap. This is very special quality control. Here we make a sandwich out of the 2 matching pieces of glass with a layer of vinyl between. The vinyl is smoky right now, but when the sandwich is pressure cooked later to weld it together, the vinyl becomes transparent. Now, while our windshields are laminated, our backlights are made from a single piece of glass. Each piece is put through a furnace and heated so it bends into shape, and then it is cooled very quickly to temper it, make it strong and shock resistant.
Yeah, but it's hot around here.
It sure is. How about a cold drink?
Sure, don't mind if I do.
Find that funny, huh? Well, the laugh's on you, jockey. I've got the key to the washroom.
Say, there was a real strange one. You all right?
I don't feel so well. I think I better get back to the motel.
Thanks for coming to see me, Charlie. Don't forget next Visitor's Day, my shot glass. Make sure it's a Carlite. Bless his heart.
I'll haunt you. You hear me? I'll haunt you. That's right. I'll haunt you. You hear me, Charlie? I'll haunt you.
Stop haunting me.
Stop haunting me! Stop haunting me!
Who's haunting you, Sonny?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to drop out of your training program.
Drop out? Why, I thought you were delighted with glass sales. What's the trouble, Charles?
It's not the job. Boy, I'd like nothing better than to be working with Ford in glass sales. Sounds like a wonderful opportunity, but, well, I've got a personal problem, and, well, I think I'd better go back to my old job. Thanks for everything.
Not so fast, Charlie Summers.
Uncle John,
Yeah,
you mean it was you all the time?
that's right.
Oh, I thought I was cracking up.
No, you're all right, boy. You know, I've learned a lot about you. I guess you've learned a lot, too, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
About glass, about insurance. You're going to make yourself a heap of money, boy. Just hang in there. I'm behind you 100%. He's going to stay on, aren't you, boy?
Yes, sir.
He's a nice boy, isn't he?
Sure is.
Yes, boy, I'm proud of you. Girls. Yes, you're going to meet some great men there at Carlite. It's a fantastic corporation. Having trouble with the fifth button. It was a story of my last wife. Couldn't get my shoes tied. Divorced her just after an earthquake. Ground swallowed her up. She was covered with Carlite glass, though, toward the end. She smiled and said, yes. Thank you, dear. I'd like to exchange that gesture. Ah, so nice of you. The two little girls from France. Thank you, sweetheart. Come this way, my dear. Oh, by the way, Charlie, I thought I'd get the girls some new aprons. Some Carlite aprons. They'd be glass, you know. You could see through. Yeah.